video we're going to look at how to make network shares that a Windows server or workstation has connected, to make those shares visible to P5 so you can replicate them with Synchronize, back them up and archive them. So this is a Windows desktop where I have a P5 installation running, and in here I have access to a file server, and I could use the Windows Explorer to authenticate to that file server like so, and I can provide the credentials which will allow me to see this production A2 share where I have some data that I want to back up, let's say, or archive. But no matter what I do in Windows Explorer, whether I map a drive to it, it will not be visible to P5 because P5 is running as a service on this Windows host, and that service is not able to see the same storage that you are making accessible in the Windows Explorer. So to make this work with P5 and to allow us to use UNC network paths in P5, what we need to do is go Google or your preferred search engine for PsExec. And this is a Microsoft utility. You'll find it goes to the Microsoft domain, and from here you can download PS Tools, and once this is downloaded you'll be able to open the zip file on your Windows desktop and pull out the PsExec.exe executable, and I would ideally pop this into the Windows directory on your Windows installation, and that way it'll be easy to find when you're using it in the command line. So the next step is we need to pull up a command window, but we need the command window to run as the administrator user. So we right click on the found command window and choose run as administrator, and then from here there's a command that we have to issue. There's a blog post linked in this video description, so use the blog post to copy paste this command out. The command looks like this. So we're calling the PsExec binary with some parameters, and then we're including the full UNC path to the share that we want P5 to be able to access, and then we're saving these credentials permanently in Windows. So if we hit return on this command, another window will pop up where we can enter the authentication information for this share. And once that's entered, the second window will close. And that's what we want to see. We want to see the utility exit with error code 0, which means that there was no error. So those are the credentials saved. Now there is a way to see what credentials have been saved using this command, and this will run a small utility that will allow us to remove or edit the credentials that we just provided. In our testing, it seems to be more reliable to use the command line to actually enter the credentials in, but you can certainly delete them using this utility. So now that the Windows credentials have been stored in a context that allows the P5 service to access them, we can go back to our P5 installation, authenticate, and then under any of the tabs, whether it's backup, archive or synchronize at the top, go into advanced options and then access to indexes. In here we click on the new button, and then we're going to create a login area that matches the name of the share, which is production A2. And then from the selection drop down here, we're choosing HFS localhost. This basically means file systems on the localhost client. So it's a network file system, but it's mounted on localhost. So that's where we see it from. And then in the path box, you'll enter the UNC path, but using // and using the / and then @ notation at the front. So we don't need to use any drive letters. We can directly access the UNC share via the name of the server and the name of the share. So click apply, close that, and then anywhere in P5 that allows you to browse file systems such as manual archiving will now show the production A2 share, and it will then show you the contents of that share. So there are some video files and some JPEG files. Likewise, if I was making a backup plan and I wanted to back up that share, I could create myself a new backup plan, create a new thing to back up from localhost, and then I would be able to choose the production A2 as the thing that I want to back up, and then assign that to be my backup source directory, just the same way that we did by browsing the live storage. So in just the same way, you can make a synchronized plan to synchronize from or to that network share. So yeah, you need the PsExec.exe utility to do this. You need a command prompt window elevated with administrator permissions, and then just one simple command here to get the credentials for your desired network share saved, and then you can create a login area to take you to it with MP5. Okay, great, thanks for watching.